Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Nitro Mayhem podcast. I'm your host today, Jack Johnson, joined with Trevor Clark, driver of Purple Haze. How's it
What's going
going,
on,
Trevor?
guys? We're doing all right. Doing all right.
Doing all
Had
right?
a yeah, pretty good so far. A pretty good, decent start for the season. I hope the same for you.
Say, it's been a really nice start to the season. I'm enjoying it. Um, so far, after round 1, Seattle, Washington, hometown, went really well. I mean, I definitely could have done better, but I have a philosophy that the first event is the one where you get all your big jitters out, big bugs out, and
Yeah, I'll agree with you with that. That was definitely the same way. I mean, I believe I finished like either sixth or seventh in standings, just overall, which I'm pretty content with,
yeah,
at least
and
overall. So
you and I both have something in common going into this season. You and I are both bringing back trucks that we started in.
exactly. Or I guess
Well,
our beloveds we can say
our
really.
first trucks that we ever had made for us, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So of course you're back in Hightail, which I'm really glad to see that name on track again.
And I'm really glad to see Purple Haze come back again. That truck is always beautiful, always lovely to see you drive it. I mean that Jeep Kaiser body and the what's it? You have a Ram Charger body in the shop as well. I mean,
Yep.
both of those look beautiful.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have for at least for the season, where we're going to be changing it up. Of course, either every event or every few events, we are going to change kind of like the look of it. So obviously, like the last event was towards Halloween. We brought out the Grand Finals 3 scheme because fit the black theme, a little bit of horror, not really. Had to think of something last minute. And then
Yeah.
for this week, obviously, we're going to be doing a design from H3 over on the server, and I'm excited for everyone to see what his rendition, what he thought
Yeah, I was
of
gonna
what
say
he
that'd
thought
be.
of the truck. So I'm excited. I'm excited for to debut that body.
And I know the hightail is still gonna be the same old hightail as last week. Just I love this new. It's sort of supposed to be like a renewal of Hightail 1 and everything like that, but it just ended up being so much more to where it's technically now I'm just calling it Hightail 5 because H3 has a version of Hightail that he's made. Squid's working on getting the 2019 XLT to fit the sick chassis and everything like that. But I mean, I just gotta say that this season is already shaping up to be a wild one, and
Oh,
I was gonna say we should go over some of what happened in purple and green this past week.
oh yeah, for sure.
So
I think it's probably the best memory. I think we start with kind of what happened in purple.
yeah, one thing that caught me way off guard was the final race in purple, being Supernova. I mean, one of them didn't catch me off guard. Monster and Evil Force obviously is gonna be in the racing finals. He's in the racing finals nearly every week, but I mean,
Yeah, he's Purple Tours Austin.
yeah, he's
Like he's
Perpetuous
just so
Austin.
good. He's so good at what he does.
And then I was gonna say Jake in Supernova just coming out there and blowing us all away, putting himself in. I mean, the
The
semifinal
final,
or
yeah,
not
yeah,
the final round, and putting up a good fight against Monster in that
yeah.
final round.
It was a really good race. It's really cool seeing Jake, you know, evolving from a skills freestyler to racing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's for some obviously to be a little slower, i.e. me, because I'm trying to be as a best a racer as I can be, but
I think
I'm trying. I think I'm more or less, at least for me, like I want to try to focus on being more consistent in my skills, trying more things in there, and then freestyle, trying to be even more comfortable with the truck.
Let's say racing is kind of like the last thing that I think about whenever I get to a competition, but still at the same time, racing is probably the most exhilarating to go on because you're racing against someone else. You got competition there,
Yeah,
like actively facing off against you. In skills, Grim and Christine taking home the skills win at Seattle. Really,
yeah,
really
that
solid
was
run from him, and I mean, yeah, there's a VOD over on the main MTM channel, which
yeah. If you guys want to check out all that footage, it'll be on there because we tried to record it, but there was just like at least when we were going about it, it's like
There was
throughout the season, like
some
we're trying to figure out
visual errors
visual
on
errors and
the
just
Seattle
like
tour and everything like that, but
yeah,
we're trying to sort of go back and forth between the tours to lay down something nice for it.
yeah. And I was trying to figure out like what one's gonna be like the best moments to try to get is at least for you guys the most visually appealing experience
Mm-hmm.
out there. We don't want to put out content that's gonna be boring
We
necessarily.
don't
If
want
that's
quote unquote sludge content, I guess. Like
exactly,
content that's gonna be like just cranked out and sent to you guys. No, we want to put our heart and soul into this for you guys.
of course.
And I was gonna say, even then, Monster again, second place in the best skills competition, decided to like I almost said combinate, to
Comedy.
Wow, now I'm trying to to combine the best trick and the two wheel skills names together to best skills because the league merger and everything like that. So
Yeah.
it's the same competition, just got a fresh coat of paint, new name.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's really like good to see so we don't like people that are better at certain air moves and just tricks overall. Like like if they're put into like a series, well, I have to do a two wheel skill, and they're not necessarily good at two wheel stuff. They're more or less about being wild and doing really wild tricks. It makes it that way no matter what you do, you're gonna get a good score on it, which
exactly.
I think that's one of the probably the best decisions we've done. I think
I was
is to
gonna
kind of
say,
merge that.
kind of like making sure that we can have the wow moments that people can do alongside just like insane stunts and those technical moves. I think is just
Mm-hmm.
key. Um,
Exactly.
what's it? Some of the I also wanted to like once we get through this discuss some of our newer competitors and everything like that as well, and
Of course.
give them a bit of like a highlight, talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, because we've
But
got a lot of new people this time around. Like it's more than probably at least from when New Vive competed. Like it's just the wave of new people is just there's so many to talk about.
well, we have a total of I believe 60 drivers signed up,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
wild.
a huge number. Going into Purple's freestyle competition in Seattle, Monster came out on top, doubling down, getting
Yeah,
41 of the possible 42 points in Seattle, which is kind of reminiscent of Dark Stars last season in season 2, whenever he started off doing like, the racing win, and then I think he proceeded to get the overall win there as well. But this is 2 seasons in a row where he's had an overall win in Seattle.
yeah. It's almost like it kind of stealing your thunder almost. I mean,
I
'cause that's your
know. I was
hometown.
gonna say that's my hometown. I kind of had a bit of a disappointing showing at my hometown, but you know what? It was totally worth it to be able to meet people at the pit party and everything like that, and be able to
Yeah,
hang out with the fans and everything like that.
yeah. For it's all with
Um,
the fans. It's never about how we do. So
exactly. It's. I mean, sometimes it's disappointing to like have a bad showing, but at least if you show them a great show. I mean, I ended up rolling onto the barrier during racing, and then
yeah,
at the end of skills, I had a steering issue and just kind of sent it into the side of the backflip ramp, hoping for the best, and I ended up popping that whole front end kind of sideways, and I got to borrow a steering gear from Cutlass
yeah.
because Cutlass
Because
and I
obviously
are both based in the same state.
yeah, so it's easy for you guys. Of course, I'm the one out here. I'm traveling from way out east, so it's like I don't really have anyone really out there that's guy can actually trade parts with. I just gonna have to make do with what I got.
And
So
make
it's
do with
kind
what
of
you got, or see if you can get some spare parts from
like
the other
along the
people
way
on the
if I
tour.
can. Yeah, like I'd also like obviously with picking up the body for at least I'm gonna be running for the event as of today that we're recording. Like we're gonna be picking up obviously we're gonna be picking up the H3 body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be it's
Because
because exactly
they're in
it's
Oakland
easy.
right now, and that's only a couple hours north of
Yeah.
Anaheim. So he probably
Yeah,
picks it
so
up on the way down.
yeah, it's if I remember, he brought the body with him, so in his trailer, so it just makes it easier for him just to just like okay, here we go, boop, just slap it on there, and we'll call it good.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, a lot of the points right there. I mean, Monster took up a lot of the points during the competition, getting those high scores. But I mean, overall, Monster in first, Grim in second. I mean, Grim's going to be a formidable competitor going into this next
Mm-hmm.
season. Absolutely,
Yeah,
he's going to be a strong contender. I
yeah, and
believe that
he's
he's missing
grown.
this week in Anaheim, though.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing some IRL stuff with the Hot Wheels tour.
Yeah. I was gonna say
So
that's
it's gonna be
something really
that's
cool
really
that he
that's really
does.
cool.
And
That's
then
yeah, I love seeing that.
I love seeing Dusty up there high in the leaderboard too, third place. Just the Big Bad Wolf Machine, 29 points. I mean, solid racing, solid best skills, solid freestyle, and everything like that. Just overall
I
putting
think
up nice
yeah,
scores.
it was. I know it was for I believe it was freestyle. I think it was we had like a three-way tie. I think it
Uh,
was
it
a
was
three or four-way tie,
oh no,
if I
that was
remember.
I think that was green, and we had a two-way tie with Dusty and Ace Man.
Hmm. Huh.
But
I swear is I'll look at it later maybe.
some of our newer competitors I wanted to give a big like shout out to. I mean, is the Team Breaker, Skinner and Z Gold coming out with the Windbreaker truck and the Savage truck.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see Skinner coming in here. He's obviously he hasn't competed in a while, but it's cool
I
to
mean, he's
see more of like our I guess not necessarily like well he's not BM dev anymore, but he was like it's really cool seeing people that were part of the dev team
mm-hmm.
like at one point and bringing their talent
I was gonna say,
into our competition.
uh,
It's really cool. I
doesn't
love seeing that.
Skinner? I don't remember exactly which truck it is. I think it's Reckless. He's done a I think it's I believe it's Reckless, but he designed the wrap for that monster truck, that real life monster truck, and I think that
Yeah,
that's a really
and
cool thing to be
yeah.
able to say that you've done.
Yes, but I was about to say, yeah, I mean, he does designs for real trucks, like was I said, like Relentless, and then Who's Your Daddy, and I think, and then obviously on the off time he works with the Full Throttle series,
Hmm.
which is wild. Like he's probably the most involved in the sport, at
That's
least
in
in the
the tour,
industry
yeah.
of everybody. Like, and it's wild that we get to see that. Of course, we have one that's going to be driving. We have the driver of was this Rat Attack
Yeah.
on and,
Oh my, Jacob Ladwig. That's his name.
yeah.
Is
That's
it
really cool. We have an actual driver in here.
Yeah.
That's
I believe they're trying to work on getting him a the Red Attack body in game.
yeah, we're trying to get the chassis and body in here, so that's gonna be cool seeing that
Because then
in
he's
game.
both competing virtually and in real life.
Getting those skills in to set for the IRL for
Hmm.
this weird front engine Corvette chassis thing.
I really like the Rat Attack truck. It's really cool. I believe. I mean, it's been around a while, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's I believe it's one of the older trucks out there.
Because
Obviously, still utilizing
if
front engine.
I remember properly, I have an old diecast of Rat Attack.
Hmm.
I could probably have to steal it from my parents' house, but you know,
Yeah,
because they got all my old toys and everything. But some other people to shout out to. I really liked what Blaine was doing out on the track over in VP Mad Scientist. He did a really good job in racing and freestyle. And then some of our Ace Man and Shocker, really good. Uh, the Fish and Max D pulling out that Willman chassis. We did have an abnormally high number of DNFs in this first event, and I think it's just people getting used to this new tornado layout, as
yeah,
well as
it's definitely strange.
I would say it's a strange layout, but I mean it was also probably partially that Seattle was a smaller venue,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I'll have to agree that it was really small.
it was small. There wasn't a lot of room, and I believe Dirt Crew wanted to make the debut to be like the main like flagship style and everything like that, so they fit it into the track as well as they could.
Hmm. Let's see. We'll hope that Anaheim is going to be a little better. It is a bigger place. It
Oh
is a
yeah.
baseball stadium, so
You're able to
there's a
like
little bit
sling
more.
it around the corners a lot more. I was practicing on the track the other day, and it was really nice.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going in with no practice, so we're just gonna we're just gonna go
I'm just
for it.
gonna wing it. And
Just gonna
then
wing it.
why don't we talk about Green Tour and everything like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to start with Green Tour. Obviously, we have with JMRC. Obviously, he's big into the RC world of the LMT guy. He's got a custom SMT10 that's that's now in Beam in Beam
Well,
as Junkyard
that's
Monster.
something you and him can relate to because you guys both now have your LMTs in the game.
So obviously like I started off in the RC world with Purple Haze on its original body, a Ram Charger, and then of course I got a custom wrap Kaiser body, which that was way too expensive. That's just chilling on the shelf now. I don't even dare want to even put it on the truck because it's just like the truck sits still with a Ram Charger body all torn apart and whatever, and like with that body, it's just cool to see to have that. And
Mm-hmm.
then of course he's the opposite. He started off with it. He started off with an LMT that was already a body, and then he put it into game. So it's like it was kind of like almost took the same path, but almost felt like he took a left, I took a right. It's really cool to see that. You seeing all this custom stuff
Mm-hmm.
being implemented into the game. It's my favorite. It's probably arguably my favorite truck, just because I've seen it start from just a
An
bare
LMT.
naked SMT, yeah, a basic SMT10, which is the axial truck,
Yeah.
and then go to, and seeing it be fully built, and then to where it is now, and then now we're being in game. I really like that. I think it's something that's really cool, and I think more people should do
Yeah. I
if
mean,
they're able to.
I'm planning at some point turning the Hightail into an LMT if I can, but what's it? Talking about the competition and everything like that. Competition was stiff in Green Tour this past week. I mean, everyone was tied up with each other. Everyone was really close in points. It was a battle to the very end. However, Austin stayed in first throughout the whole event because I mean, he took home that racing win. Got 10th in best skills and he got 10 points in best skills, 10 points in freestyle, so he got 34 total. But I mean, he definitely came out and was not slouching during this
Oh yeah,
first thing.
I said easy. Yeah, so I'll agree with you. So we just finished up recording that video, and they said I've seen the footage for the first time because I wasn't able to actually witness the event live. I had some obligations to do,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's yeah, it's a lot of stiff competition that you guys that you'll have over on green, and a lot of DNFs too with that race with that St. Louis style. That was a
There was a
lot
lot
of
of
like
people that were
racing.
like rolling after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's maybe again, it's probably just one of those things you said before. It's just like, oh, it's the beginning of the season. We're trying to get the jitters out. We're just, a lot of people. Some people haven't driven, and they just
Mm-hmm.
haven't even done beam stuff in like 2 years or 2 years, 3 months or whatever. So now they're just like, oh shit, now
They have
I
to come
have to
back to
like,
it.
I have to come back to it and try to remember how to do this.
Yeah, and I mean, what was it? That final race with Cutlass and Austin was also just absolutely insane.
Yeah, right off the bat, probably the closest race we've had
I mean,
easily.
again, it was a matter of and we discussed this in the main video, but it was just a matter of that tire grabbing the bottom of that step up and just shooting the twisting the axle, literally via the twist of the axle at the very end, getting that win, and that was probably there couldn't have been a closer race to finish that off in
No,
the finals.
no, really good way to start off the racing season. And then obviously like
Well,
we had
Cutlass
insane
is like
skills
a
runs too. Yeah.
as I say, Cutlass was a rookie coming into this, and he lays down against the best. I mean, I'm just gonna say this: Austin is one of the best racers that we have,
Yeah,
and
one if not the best.
he put him like right there on the edge, so that he almost. I mean, he almost lost to Cutlass, but even then, like a battle to the very end.
Yeah, like
He
it's
led Austin throughout the whole thing, and then Austin just cracked the whip there at the end and pulled it out. And I mean,
it was wild.
it
Like
was
it's insane.
hats off to both of them. Austin being, coming back and just proving that he's still got it, and then Cutlass coming in brand new to this whole league style and everything like that, and putting the pedal to the floor, giving Austin a run for his money.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing that. And then for skills, we had of course like I'm gonna start off the bat with Axel Steeple's run.
Yeah.
Like that the first place finish for that. That was, I mean, it was a quintessential Steeples run for skills. And then
Mm-hmm.
everything that he has with his crazy weird like combos and
It was
just
just like holding those combos for like about a minute each.
yeah, which well, we may have to make a new rule for that, saying yo, like you can't have your combo for that long, dude. Like, come on.
I mean, as long as they're doing something, I don't think that it matters. I mean, he was holding that
Right.
moonwalk, but then he popped it sideways and then just sidewalled it, and it was honestly just watching it live was insane. I mean, just seeing
Yeah.
like the way that he had control over that truck the entire time was just, it's like whenever they start getting into it, they just start like getting just really into the truck and knowing what they want to do with it, and
Yeah,
just
so I'm the same way. It's like you get to a point like during your run, whether it be racing freestyle skills, you're at that point where it's like, oh, I am the truck. Like,
hmm
I,
you like
it's
become a part of the truck.
and like you know exactly what to do to try to correct, and like you almost see ahead
hmm
of what you're doing.
And
and
then
then was it?
what's it? Yeah. For freestyle, we had someone who, I mean, Iron Helix is coming into the season hot off of a championship prior season, and
Yeah,
laid
in
down
a
a
rookie
really
season at
solid
that.
freestyle. I really liked what
Yeah,
he did for his freestyle, and ended up taking the win in Oakland.
yeah, and his teammate obviously Keith and first, like again, but they
Tied him
the
up.
same, almost the same energy. Like both had very good freestyles, and pretty much what was it like a half a point apart essentially,
No,
or they
they
tied?
tied. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
a
it was a
matter of
tie, right?
Helix going first that got him the win there, but it was a tie, and I mean, can't have that much better for two teammates.
No, you really can't. That's the way you want. You want to have that 1-2. You want to have that 1-2 finish.
Exactly, and I mean with Helix's just like a little bit lower in the skills department than Keith did. I mean Keith got second place in skills, and then Helix he got 6 points out of skills, but and then racing was a little bit low. Helix still with that freestyle win is in fifth place in the point standings right now, and then
Yeah,
Keith is
that's
in third, and they're coming out for blood this season. I mean they came in what was I think last season was the rookie season, both of them,
yeah for
and
both. Yeah, both of them. They both came out. They made their they made their team pretty much out of a whim. And then just because they both ran CRCs, they both ran a old Chevy body, and it's just
hmm
like it just works out really good. They're a team to be. They're one of the teams to definitely to like not fuck around with.
exactly. And I was gonna say they're kind of they remind me a lot of like the small like little indie teams like the Talachkas and stuff like that that have like these tight knit little duos and stuff like that go into these competitions. They're like Jamie and Zach Gardner.
Yeah, exactly
They've
that.
got they've got that nice energy, and they're both wonderful drivers, wonderful people to talk to, and
Or
multi
or you got
talented.
or you got people like the Raymer family with Time Flies and
Yeah,
fuck
so
was
time flies
I
in
forgot Rob,
Wildflower.
yeah, Wildfly, like that was really cool seeing
I
the
miss
father daughter,
Wildflower, man.
yeah, that was, I really liked that truck. It was low slung. It
I'm gonna
just
say
obviously we don't really get to see that anymore, but
it was.
oh well.
I remember talking with this about why they aren't back, and I believe that they aren't back because of post COVID stuff and
Hmm.
everything. So it was like understandable. Maybe they like were low on money or something like that.
Yeah,
But
that's the sad truth is that's probably what that was.
hmm and I think that that's kind of the same with Vodders a little bit.
Yeah, well, so Vodders, I mean, because I work, it says I worked with Vodder Motorsports, like I went through indie events, and
hmm
like I said, they've always
What was that? Sorry.
strict. Like, oh yeah, it was like so like throughout the early years, obviously, Mike he liked Monster Jam. Obviously, he competed. Like, obviously, he was in the first few World Finals, and then whatever. Then of course
I
his son
Black
Mikey.
Stallion was definitely my favorite indie truck from back in the day.
It was, yeah, and then yeah, but and then obviously later as with Mikey started driving, like they came in at a weird time with obviously Mikey being more or less, trying obviously winning, winning a freestyle championship in 2012, I think it was, or is it no, it was
Was it?
2014 or 15.
I think it was 2015 that he won it, but did I don't think his dad ever won a championship, but he definitely took home a lot of wins in the Thunder National Series.
Oh yeah, and then throughout, I guess then obviously like, through that Monster Jam series, like they became more and more strict. Like they didn't like I've discussed it many times with at least off camera and it kind of just in calls. Like Mikey hates BKTs.
Oh yeah,
Mikey
no,
hates
I was
BKTs.
gonna say
He
you've
absolutely
talked
hates
about
them.
this before, and it's
He's
yeah. I
like it is. He hates BKTs as I much I don't like
was gonna say, what was that?
how we're
Sorry.
pushing the EV stuff. It's just a pure
Oh,
hatred for it. And
yeah.
like
It's a lot of the
instead of
fact
it
I
cutting
think is
out,
that
it's yeah,
they. I
bad
was gonna say
Wi-Fi.
it's a lot of the fact of just being forced to do it because of a partnership thing.
Yeah. So like, and I mean, then like obviously they're doing smaller shows now, which is like they're just trying to just do. I think they're just doing it kind of like for a fun thing now.
Yeah, I
Because
mean
I mean
that's all that they really need to do.
yeah. I mean I think the last event I seen them do was over at the Monster was I think it was Monster Hall of Fame that that Jake over at Supernova, like he's like he got to go attend that.
hmm
and like I think it was like the last show that they did. And even then, even Mike Vaughters wasn't even like senior. He wasn't even driving his truck. It was I believe it was Derek from Vice Grip that drove it.
Hmm.
So that's but yeah. So it's like it's. And I love we're going on a whole different tangent. Like
I mean,
how
we
I might have to
finished
get back
talking
like
about Green Tour and everything like
yeah.
that too, which is all fine and dandy. But I was even gonna start like talking about some of the newer developments in Monster Jam as well.
Oh yeah,
Like what's it? There's a new
of course.
There's a new
We can try,
Jurassic
yeah.
Attack
Yeah,
engine, which
finish
is
with
the
that.
hydrogen one. I was gonna
So
say, talking about like the
yeah,
changing
that's
sport and
really
everything
cool.
like that.
Oh yeah, like I am all for that. I like so like I'm what with my degree that for college obviously I got was alternate fuels. So like I am dead on intrigued about it. I've got people there that were from that with UNH. I got to go there
Hmm.
and like they were to give me that scoop of kind of like the whole
I was gonna say, do you think that they're gonna allow the
thing. It's not
hydrogen
your
motor next
standard like
season?
oh they will that truck makes well over 1,000 horsepower no problem.
Sweet. I was gonna
It
say
makes
it's
the
it's gonna be
power.
cool to kind of see like more trucks come out like that and everything. It'd be
Yeah, with the innovation, like it's an actual innovation. I mean, yeah, with the new Holly EFI system that Shaker is running, it's cool, but it's not like something that needed to be there. It's we were fine with running, with a mechanical fuel injection and stuff like that, at least
hmm.
in my opinion. But seeing hydrogen, something that I just out of nowhere
I don't think any of us
being into
really
the
saw that
sport.
coming.
No, like
Uh,
it's proven and so far just with just dyno sheets and all that, it's gonna be a contender.
exactly. And then like talking about more developments in Monster Jam just in general. I'm really enjoying the new track layouts that they've been bringing out for the for like the quarter four technically now.
Yeah, quarter flies. Yeah, I'm right up there. I really like
It's
the track
like got
layouts too.
like the fish bowl. It's got like a little jammer with an 8-pack on the other side of it. It's got the step up embedded into like the little sort of ring around the track, where it's got like the step up with the backflip ramp in the side of it. And I find that layout to be really really unique and really really cool to look at. It's just like something that I've seen videos of. The drivers are really smooth with it. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's got implements of pretty much everything you really need in a good track. It's got. I
exactly.
mean, you don't have really like the long straights of like the Samboy days, or you don't have old Anaheim, not or California J Hook, but like or SoCal J Hook, but it's got
I was gonna say it's got that style. It's
options between racing and freestyle.
I was gonna say it's got like what's it? The only thing that I would change personally is like the little rolling bumps after the racing ramps, but even then, like that's forgivable because it's like kind of like a down ramp gives them a little bit of a speed boost if they're like going through the turns good.
Oh yeah, they could also add like an element of like, oh, yeah, it's like you got to know your truck to settle it going right into that corner almost. It's like really.
What was it? In Glendale, whenever Shaker went over the racing ramp wrong and kind of pitched it sideways and ended up, I believe, rolling it in racing off of the little
Yeah.
like roller, which was kind of crazy to see. What else? There's
It's
the
almost
other,
Superstar Showdown. I kind
oh
of want to talk about that because
yeah,
that's on the top of my head. How they have
the over under bridge style, which is
an over under style.
I would say that
That's developed as of yesterday.
the bridge style and everything like that was like the bridged over under. I wonder how they're gonna incorporate like having a bridge, which I assume is like probably gonna be like a steel plate bridge or something like that that goes over the
I mean,
top.
it's got to hold some weight. I mean, because there's that chance, of course, if someone hits that ramp in a weird way, they're gonna be right on that plate.
Hmm.
They have to figure out something, but they've got to figure it out. They've got a few weeks. I think it'll
Well,
go what, like a few weeks.
what I'm worried about mainly is the fact that it is a 1 day event and they're doing over under racing style, which means that I don't know if they're gonna be able to change a whole lot between racing and freestyle, and that means that they're gonna have to incorporate the bridged over under into the freestyles thing, and I don't know how
Yeah,
that's gonna
which
really
is,
work.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe it's a test. Maybe they're testing it for SoFi
Oh, I
for
was gonna
World
say that
Finals.
seems like that might be an opportunity to test it for SoFi. But I like how they're bringing it back. The only thing is some of the truck designs are a little iffy. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah,
I don't really. I think that the one that was done the dirtiest so far is definitely Maximum Destruction. That truck looks very underdone. I don't know if you've seen it. but it's like
It looks,
fully
yeah,
grayed
it's
out,
not
and
really
then like
good,
the eyes
especially
and
for
the
being
mouth of
Tom's final
Maximus.
season.
Yeah, I was gonna say they really should have like
It
went all
doesn't look
out,
good.
like just cover it in colors at that point. Just don't like
Yeah,
have a
make
gray
it.
truck with like just the eyes and the mouth of Maximus, like a couple colors.
Yeah, no, I think that's. I really like what they did with Gravedigger for I believe it's on Nitro.
I
That
like.
or Neon or
I
Neon or
was gonna say
Neon.
neon
I'm
because
a
like
Neon.
the
Neon.
body is neon green and then the flames on it are like neon pink or like hot pink and it looks really good. I like it.
I like. I think they did really well because those colors were already on that truck to begin with, somewhat, or at a point, so we knew what they were going to look like.
And I'm super excited to. I mean, I just want to see what happens whenever Nitro May or not my Nitro Mayhem Nitro versus Neon is brought to the table. It's gonna be something to definitely behold.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Now, I wish they did something more or less like, yeah, it's cool they're doing the superstar like showdown, but they need to do something like they did back obviously like during when Mikey Waters won his, you know, like they should route to where it's rookies to this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe that they should do the rookies thing and everything.
It's just strictly rookies. I think that would be like a yeah. I mean, you're not gonna have the driving elements like if because it seems like that they're just doing the
I would
veterans
say like
in the sport.
anybody who's been around the sport probably like 3 years or less or something like that. Like in Monster Jam, Chris Kohler would be like a really good contender for that and everything. And then you've got like
Of course.
uh you know what's it some more fresh talent like
Like Jamie
I would
Sullivan.
say
You've
Jamie
got
Sullivan's really good. You
I
got
mean the Chalachkas kind of are they haven't really been in Monster Jam for that long.
I was gonna
They're
say I
kind of
would
so
love
they're
to see them come out of arenas. I mean, they would probably. I've seen some of the stuff that Brandon Telechka and Michaela Telechka are doing in like fairgrounds. I'm like, I want to see them on a stadium.
yeah, but like, it's just it's. I remember watching the Gears and Nachos podcast as well, like hearing that and listening to kind of like how you evolve. It's like you're not you got to prove yourself. It's not proving yourself as a driver, but kind of like it's almost like what did Bryce say? I think it was like you basically got to show that you can do it. Not
Hmm
necessarily like
It's your
just because
actions
oh you
speak
can,
louder than your words.
exactly like you can't just be wrecking your truck every weekend because you're
Well,
just gonna
that
be let down.
that resulted also in Elvis Linez getting the boot out of
Yeah,
Monster Jam because
yeah,
he rolled
which
into a wall.
yeah, but I mean here's what's I think Elvis should have been put into somewhere different because he was also
Well,
arenas, correct?
yeah, he was in arenas and I remember seeing him in Tacoma last season. But the main thing I think with that kind of stuff, it takes a lot more technical skill in a monster truck to be in an arena because you have such a tight floor space, and then you have to fill up that time with, you know, uh, just like one or two pods, and it's like kind of hard to do that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's why I want to see a little bit more rookie stuff coming into like stadiums because they bring some of that crazy energy. Like they'll hit stuff differently than everyone else, or they'll like take their trucks and just I mean they might not put it through the ringer every week and everything like that, but they'll definitely put on a clinic with like some shit that we've never seen before.
Oh yeah, it's we'll see how it all turns out.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm. Oh yeah, we could also discuss some of like what's on the lineup and everything like that for next Monster Jam season.
Oh yeah. As I haven't
Because
really been following up on the lineup. Kind of, we have new drivers, the new graduates
hmm
from the Monster Jam University. That was also students at UNOH. I'm not really a fan of kind of like how they're taking people that, let's be honest, they weren't even part of the motorsports program.
yeah.
I don't think. I think they were all part of the business program, and then at least that's why I think I didn't necessarily know if they did something like Jamie Sullivan, who was in the motorsports program. I think that'd be more or less of a better idea because then we have someone that actually knows how to fucking drive.
I was gonna
Like I
say
don't.
that's
I don't know.
just the long and short of it, definitely. Because I mean, what's it? They're a little bit less talented than like if someone were to know what they're doing in motorsports and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we got people. I mean, there's someone like Jamie. If I remember, she was a dirt racer. I believe, if I remember correctly.
Hmm
So like, she was a whole like 180 degrees almost. But you have that rate, you know how a vehicle reacts.
Exactly. You're gonna have a
But
lot more knowledge
yeah,
and technical know-how whenever it comes to
yeah.
that.
But then when you got these people that are in business, which they know the business side of it,
Well, I
which
think
yeah,
that
is
that might be
nice.
a choice from Monster Jam's side for like good promotion stuff.
Yeah, they're really.
Because it's
I
like,
think most of them
kind
they're
of
just
like what
they're
Bari
hiding. Yeah,
and like, Bryce. I mean, like I love like Bari, Bryce, and like, the other drivers just as much as the next guy. Maybe not Bryce as much. Sorry, Bryce.
yeah,
But like, you could definitely tell that they're like, very well versed in the Feldshill and everything like that. Like they definitely, talk a lot more about the partnerships and the branding of the sport than they do the actual sport, and it's kind of a bit, coming from back in the day whenever the drivers like really like didn't talk about the sponsors all that much. It was just like a bit of a brought to you by such and such. They would like have a bit of a sponsor in the bonus time. Now it feels like every aspect of Monster Jam is sponsored, from the tires to the like a lot of the
yeah.
trucks coming in and stuff like that. Like what's it, like some examples, like the Great Clips partnership with Mohawk Warrior, or like the Lucas Oil stabilizer. Like those stuffs were very prevalent back in the day, but now it's like the forefront of the trucks and the brands.
Yeah, and
uh
it's I don't think that's a way that I personally don't think that's how Monster Jam should go.
I
But
mean, I
at
guess
the
they
end of the
have to
day,
make
it's a
money
business.
somehow.
It's a business at the end of the day.
uh
So I mean, it's whatever kind of what they want to do
yeah.
at that point.
Discussing the lineups for 2024 season, Stadium Championship Series East. Which
Yeah,
is,
let
it's
me
kind
get that
of
sheet up real
strange.
quick.
I could
Let me
send you
get the sheet
the
up. Yeah,
I could send you
as
the website.
I got it on my phone. I can look it up.
Oh, gotcha.
Quick. That's
Uh,
not how you spell that. There it is.
but I think it's kind of wild that we're seeing on the Championship Series East, seeing Tyler Meninga going from the west to the east, and he's going to be competing against Tom Mentz, Max D. I mean, his farewell season technically and everything, which kind of sad to see another Titan from the industry come down and stuff like that. But I think it was about time for Tom to retire anyway.
Yeah, but see, he's been doing this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he started in the early,
Or
in the
the late
later
'90s.
'90s.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
like
yes,
mid to late
obviously,
'90s.
a few, if 10 or so years ahead of Dennis. But
Mm-hmm.
even still, like, it's he's definitely like he's been on a downgrade. I think at least not until
Well, he
since
was
like his
in his prime in like the late 2010s, or like not the late 2010s, the early 2010s, late 2000s.
yeah,
Because
and
that's whenever
then
he earned
because
what? By the time that it was like 2011, he had like 10 championships or something like that.
yeah, because he did double down. He doubled down on championships a few times, like back to back, and then
I was gonna
he
say,
won racing
because
championships back to back, and then
what,
it was
World
just
Finals 1 he doubled down, and then World Finals 2 he got racing win. He like did 3 World Finals. Well, no, he didn't win the Racing World Finals in 2003. Brian Bartle dethroned him.
yeah,
But
which is yeah, that's wild to see that. I wouldn't expect him to win that, but
mm-hmm.
that was the early 2000s.
I'm gonna say that's whenever Monster Jam was like starting to get the hype, and they were really hyping up the rivalry between Dennis Anderson and Tom Mentz. Bari Musauer and Zombie going over to the Series East. I'm gonna miss talking to him at the pit party. Remember I talked to him about BeamNG Monster Trucks a while back. I remember seeing on his stories he was playing on a couple of maps that we had made for the tours and everything with his
Yeah,
son.
which is really cool.
And I got to talk with
But
him
he's on
about
his
it, and he
yeah,
was super super stoked to hear about it.
yeah. I mean, it's but I kind of see like he's back on kind of like his home turf almost, like on the east side of
Yeah,
the
because
state.
he's
So
from
he's
Florida, right?
Florida. Yeah, he's a Florida native. So like he's like on the East Coast where he gets to see more of those people that he's I guess that they're known. I guess if that makes sense.
I
Or
was
he's
gonna
known
say
like
like he's got his hometown where he's like born raised, and I mean it's kind of crazy seeing him going from the international Australian tour in Black Panther coming back in Zombie,
yeah. I mean, it wouldn't
because
be
this
Monster
Zombie's
Jam.
his
It wouldn't be
flagship
Monster
truck.
Jam without Zombie, and it wouldn't be Zombie without Bari.
Hot take:
So
I
it's like
really think that Bari should have just been put it in the Spider-Man truck over on the uh Australian tour, because he started in
that
Spider-Man.
yeah, I honestly I don't even think that's a hot take. He just should have been. I think that's I agree with you. Like that. he showed that you should be in the truck he's starting with.
Honestly,
I
I
think
also
that
think
makes
that what's it the bodies for the Australian, like, the Marvel stuff. Honestly, they look a little bit better than they did in the renders in person. They
yeah,
like look better
but
practically put out, but I'd still have to say Iron Man looks like, Iron Donkey Kong.
they just the bodies, at least to me, at least for their design, like they're meant to roll. Like
Yeah,
they're
that's
meant
what I
to
was gonna say.
not
They're
shed. The bodies aren't meant to fly apart, whatever. And I don't like that. I mean, obviously it's safety. If they're like about
I
safety
was gonna
wise,
say
safety is obviously
partially
the number one
safety, but
priority.
also I think that they're just trying to save money on body panels because they're all custom molded.
Yeah, and obviously the painting and whatever, blah, it's expensive. But you got to think, Feld makes a lot of money.
And up
They make a
next,
lot of money.
Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior coming out here. Very very poor showing at World Finals.
Mm, yeah.
Engine just completely shut off during freestyle and didn't even get a hit in. Mainly, Bryce Kenny being on East still, going into this next season. I don't know. I just find it really ironic that his crew got the like, they have the end of the year award or end of season awards and everything like that. That his crew
Yeah.
got best pit crew or best technical crew,
Mm.
and
The motor fucking
the
grenaded.
motor grenaded in freestyle in the World Final. I just find that to be like
Yeah.
peak irony.
Yes,
Uh,
I finally got the web page up now.
Jamie Garner and El Toro
Yeah, I was about
Loco.
to say in El Toro.
I wish
Obviously,
that
it's
he would
gonna
bring
be
out
it's gonna be on
Overboard.
his. Yeah. Well, he is running El Toro on his chassis, so
Yeah, he's
it's
gonna
not
have it
like
on his chassis, but at the same time, I mean, he was in arenas last we saw him, right?
I. Yeah, I believe so. He's never. I don't think he's done he hasn't done
I
stadium,
mean,
so
he's
it's gonna
done
be cool to see
stadiums in
him
the
in the stadium.
past with Overboard, hasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And then with Cynthia Gauthier, I think that she's currently pregnant right now, so she's
Yep.
on
Yep. Yeah.
maternity leave. That
So
means
we
that Lindsay Reed, former Hack World
Scooby Doo driver.
Finals winner.
Yeah, his Scooby Doo driver is gonna be driving the Lucas truck, so we'll see.
I like getting
We'll
to
see
meet
if she'll.
Cynthia at the pit party at Seattle. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an awesome person to meet. I
Oh,
I, I
she's.
I really enjoyed her company.
I think that she's from either it's something like
She's from
Ontario or
yeah,
Ottawa.
she's from she's from Ontario.
I was gonna say she's definitely got the Canadian accent, and we got a lot of that
Yeah.
around here in Washington. I've
Same over
noticed.
here in Detroit. Like I'm right across
I
the
mean, I was
pond,
gonna say
so
you're right next. We're both right next to Canada.
yeah.
Todd Leduc, Megalodon. I still wish that they'd put him back in either Blue Thunder or like Metal Militia or something like that. I don't think that they have the brand deal with Metal Militia anymore, but
No, and I think they need to get him. They need
Blue
to get him
Thunder
in a
would be
truck where
good.
he's. They need to get him in a truck where his personality fits.
Yeah,
And
it
Megalodon
doesn't
is just
really
not
fit
that.
Megalodon. I mean, I really was impressed with his freestyle run in World Finals.
Oh my! The air
That
from
the
that backflip is just
the
wild.
Leduc loop, I think, is what has been coined, and that was insane.
Yeah.
Another really, really great World Finals showing, Cole Vennard and Black Pearl. I mean, he's, Steeple's idol.
Yeah.
That's something that I always remember him as being, but like, he's a very, very talented driver. I remember whenever he did pit crewing for Adam Anderson and Gravedigger the Legend back in the day.
Mm-hmm. No, so we got the Pag family,
The
Nick
Pag family.
Nick
I mean,
yeah, Nick and Matt, like it's cool that, we get to see them on the East.
yeah, I like I like seeing tomfoolery in motorsports out on the track.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's really funny because they were on a section of like 2008 or 2009's World Finals for Monster Truck superfans, and now they're driving in the Tour.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And then John Gordon being on the East Tour is a little bit strange. I mean, I met John Gordon at the pit party and everything like that. Got to talk to him. His line wasn't that long, but I like getting to like,
Yeah.
get to talk with him about the truck, asking him about like, oh, what does he think of like the new track layout and everything like that? Because
Hmm.
Seattle had that rolling step up and everything. Because
Right.
instead of it being a flat top step up, that was the first show that they put the rounded top step up.
Yeah. And then to
Um,
finish off, we got Ryan Desharoon, like easily probably like one of my favorite drivers.
the
Just
Metal
because I
Shop
saw,
Pioneer.
yeah. Yes, I love that truck. I love the Metal Shop chassis. I love how that truck is. I love how it's just I love everything about that truck. I like his driving style. It just he just
He's
gets
got the he reminds me a lot of Squid's driving style.
Very. I'll agree with that.
I was gonna say
And
they
like,
both are like chaotic yet controlled. They have their wits about them, and it's just
but they also have like some of the worst luck
some of
in
the
their
worst luck
respective
every once
fields.
in a
Yeah.
while. But I mean, even then, Shaker's run whenever he came to Seattle was insane. I really liked what he was able to do there. I'm going based off of what I've seen personally, like
Yeah.
in person, whenever I talk about these guys, just because that's the most memorable stuff to me.
Hmm.
But seeing Shaker's performance in Seattle, and also at Seattle, got to see the debut of his new body style, where it was the cut bed size, and he had like the gray with the stuff peeling up off of it, and it was
Yeah,
really cool because he had
that's
the
really
Flying
cool.
Ryan design, I believe.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really wish I was able to
Because I
see
got to
that.
see, I was gonna say I was able to see that and John Gordon's late 2023 style too for their first shows, and I
Yeah,
was
that's really cool.
the only thing I was disappointed about is that Jim Kohler busted out the standard body for my show instead of doing
Yeah.
something cool like the one that Jake
Like
went and got
Scuba
to
Steve.
see.
Or you got to see the Garner toning or Scuba Steve or anything like that. Like
Yeah, I
no,
like Scuba Steve. That one's one of my favorites.
hmm. But anyway, so we'll go to West. I mean, I've got the
Yeah,
page right up of.
I was gonna
Also,
say the Anderson
the
brothers.
Anderson brothers kind of like that's gonna be the heavy hitters. I
That's
think
the
all the
one that
like
I'm gonna get to see, and I saw Ryan last season.
yeah. So over on the east side, we got to see those. Or Midwest and East, we got to see these. We got to see, of course, Ryan. And my God, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, no.
You're in for a
What was it?
treat.
Seattle. He like did a backflip, and he like overroaded the backflip, and whenever he landed, he like popped into a bit of a wheelie, and then just shifted reverse, and then just floored it and threw it into the center pod, and that was probably the wildest freestyle I've seen in person probably ever. I mean, okay, there's another one that I've seen in person, but I don't remember it because I was like 6 years old. But World Final 7, I
Oh
was
yeah.
there for Jim Kohler's coveted chrome body launch.
Yeah, like that's yeah, easily like one of probably the best moments. Which of course, since we're talking about Kohlers and kind of like the whole Team Scream team
Hmm.
is on West.
Well, one
So we
thing
got
that I've seen Team Scream, I am really upset that Joe Foley's not driving Axe anymore.
yeah, they put him in El Toro,
They put him in El
which
Toro
is
Loco.
but we get to see a CRC El Toro again, which is kind of cool.
I never remember there being a CRC El Toro.
It was yes, I believe.
Did Corey
I'm trying
run
to think who
one?
drove. No, I think Foley did drive it beforehand.
Oh well, I just really like
I
the
think.
Axe truck. It
Yeah,
might
I
not
like
even be
Axe
a
too.
it might not even be a CRC El Toro Loco. It could be a Kohler El Toro, because Joe
Yeah.
Foley drives the Kohler chassis.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it could be a Kohler, yeah.
What's it? I'm ready to see on OS Tour see Camden Murphy rip out an axle.
Yeah, see, yeah.
That's his thing that he does all the time coming from NASCAR, just like throwing his truck. Hello, Avengers Racing. Sorry, on the thing you can see Avengers Racing on the screen, talking to the
Yeah.
camera. But what's it? Camden Murphy's gonna be nice to see. I mean, coming from the NASCAR background and then going into monster trucks is pretty crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
going from precise movements and everything like that to launching a truck, 30, 40 feet in the air is crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I mean you
can't
still
get
get
much
to
more
with
different than that.
that same preciseness too, so that's he's
Hmm.
definitely got the obviously I think in my opinion probably like one of the better advantages over most drivers.
Well,
So
we have Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris. Again, I really think Colt Stevens is a great driver. I mean, he definitely has like talent and everything like that. Just
yeah.
me personally, I don't know. To me, he just
I don't
doesn't
like the
seem
truck.
like. Yeah, he doesn't seem
I
like
just
he
don't like the truck.
fits.
The truck isn't just a
Thunder
marketing
Roris.
scheme, I think. It's just a marketing truck. There's nothing about that truck that
Well,
screams
it's
anything
marketing
new.
to children, obviously, just because it's like.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be the alpha or whatever you want to call it of
Well, they can make
or not even
toys. I
alpha.
was gonna say they can make toys out of it and sell it to like the kids that are watching Monster Jam and everything
Yeah.
because it's a dinosaur. I mean, kids are into dinosaurs.
Yeah, still. Kayla Blood, obviously still in Soldier Fortune.
Kayla
Don't
Blood
understand.
is after. I mean, I've seen a couple of shows from her last season. She did insane work in both. What's it? Alabama. Or no, not Alabama. Atlanta Motor
Mhm.
Speedway. and New Orleans. Both of those really insane
she's
shows.
definitely
from Kayla.
improving. She's definitely improving as a driver, and I'm glad to
I would
see
be
that.
surprised to see her she's probably gonna take home a couple of overall event championships this season.
I hope so. I really hope so. And then we're
But
back
with
with
the Andersons dominating it, it's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But of course, yeah. But we got Corey Rummel still returning a Megalodon. I mean, he's also up there. He has this moment
This
where
is
he's not
probably the
obviously
first
best,
time
but,
he's remained in the same body for more than one season.
Yeah, like
Because what was it? The 2022 season he was in Rage. 2023 he went to Megalodon. Before the 2022 season, 2021 he was in Pirate's Curse, right?
I believe so. Yeah. So yeah, I think he really fits the Megalodon name. I think he really fits
that. Whenever I met him at Pit Party, he was really, really awesome about like the whole Megalodon truck. I asked him like how he felt driving it, how he felt like driving for Team Scream and everything like that. And he was like, it's probably the best experience that he's
because
ever had.
Beforehand he was a crew guy. He was a crew guy with Vodders back in the before he even got to Team Scream. So like,
well then he has that experience.
Yes, he has the mechanical experience of like, so he knows he's probably like, he's got also that advantage of like mechanically okay, like if it lands wrong, he knows exactly what's gone wrong. So like, that's something big.
I was gonna say, Chris and Jim Kohler, the father-son duo. I mean, we've seen that in the past before with like Dennis and Adam and Ryan and stuff like that. But I really do think that Chris Kohler has, take this quote with a grain of salt, has that dog in him.
Yeah,
he's really in that dog technically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, and of course, he's in the brand new chassis, the brand new Scream chassis,
Team Scream chassis. I mean, Chris Kohler drives just like his papa. I mean, like seriously.
Back when his dad, like it's great when his dad in his prime.
Well, watching his freestyle run in finals, I mean, if he had gone later in the thing and had been able to refire off of that second save that he got, I bet we would see a rookie world champion.
Oh, easily. And as much as I don't want to say, I want to think at least, I don't want to like bite myself in the ass here, but at least with Jim, I think there's a possibility he's probably retiring after this season. I think just because like he's not, and this is just maybe observation, he's not doing.
I mean, he's in it with his son, I believe. I mean,
with his son, yeah.
He's not doing a horrible job by any means. I mean, whenever I was there watching him, he did a really good skills run and everything. At Seattle. I mean, I'm again just talking about what I've personally seen. But I mean, Jim, he's not like blowing heads off like he did back in the day. Blowing people away.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there in age, and he can't do all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
and he's still on one of the older chassis on Team Scream.
Yeah, he's in a CRC chassis, but he's like in one of the first gen CRC chassis. But I mean, getting to talk to him at the pit party, he sounds like he's still got like a good demeanor about him and everything like that. And he's still Mr. Excitement.
That's something that's never gonna change about Jim. Like I remember first meeting him in like 2008 when he came through my local like 4-wheel jamboree, and I got to meet him, Dennis, and all them, and Jim has always been like he's one of my favorite older drivers because he's always super exciting. He's so enthusiastic about everything, and like I'm excited. It's gonna suck, when when he retires.
What's it from my childhood? After Jim Kohler leaves, I mean the only ones remaining that I know of is Adam and Ryan Anderson. That's about it for the drivers.
I guess you want to talk about original drivers.
Because those two are like the only ones that are gonna be remaining. I mean, if both Jim and Tom leave the sport, that would mean that they're like the last two of the original.
The transition of newer drivers are also older. I mean, because you still got Todd LeDuc. I mean, he's been around for a while.
Todd LeDuc's been around for a while, but again,
and
like
Byron
I mean,
Sauer's been around for a while. But Bryce Cammy, they're not legends in the motorsport that's been around for years and years. But like they're what kids look up to, like Bryce, Todd,
how we were in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and how we looked up to to Tom, Dennis,
It's a new wave, and I'm all for it. I really like what they're doing.
I would agree with that.
I know that there's like a lot of controversy surrounding it, but I really like what they're doing with the sport in general, with like the point series and stuff like that, because then it puts like more on the line for these drivers to perform well and stuff.
Right. All right, we'll talk. Let's we got Vendetta and Velociraptor. We got Mike Christensen and David Olfert. Um,
Hmm.
I'm excited to kind of see what they do. Obviously, they said like I think was it this past season, of course. Mike got I think he got his first overall, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah, he
say,
got his first over. He got his first
was it in
overall.
Minnesota, right?
Yeah, and that's a big stepping stone for him. Of
Oh,
course,
absolutely.
they're and being again mostly it's part of the I guess it's really cool they're being part of the I guess I'll call it the independent run
Yeah.
like series. Like there's more independence on Series West than just
Oh
your
yeah,
mainline
because like I
drivers.
mean, there's the what's it? There's more. I mean, we are also missing someone from all of these lists, which we'll probably discuss at the end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But because there's only 11 on the docket for West at the moment, which means that there's room for
Hmm.
one more person. I'm
Yep.
personally really excited to see David Olfert go from arenas to stadiums
Yeah, that's I think
because watching
he's
him in
gonna do the
Tacoma, he
same.
did a fantastic job in Tacoma.
Yeah, he's very technical and he's really good in arenas. So seeing that gonna be merging into a stadium where he's got way more room to play around is gonna be really cool to see.
And then again, like we were talking about Joe Foley earlier, El Toro Loco, just a bit of a strange change for him. I mean, I liked him in Axe and everything like that, but I'm sure he'll put a
And then
good
in
thing
the
on El
Kaylee
Toro
he
Loco's
drove
name.
and yeah, of course he drove the Rod Ryan show for a little
He
for a
did
little bit as well.
for the Houston shows.
Hmm.
And
But yeah, so
then
I mean it's pretty good. Now we're
uh,
into the arenas, which is
arenas are a little
small.
bit sparse, but I'm pretty sure that the new people from UNOH are gonna be put into
Yeah,
these
they're gonna be
arena
filling them out.
slots.
So like obviously we have Central, we've got the
Central.
powerhouse of West. Yeah, Central, we got the powerhouse of Weston. Like
Weston Anderson, Brianna Mahan, and Jamie Sullivan are like going to be the really hard hitters here, and I wouldn't even sleep on Michaela or Brandon Telechka
oh
either.
yeah, Mikhail going in of course in Megalodon and not in in Ms. Get Her Done or whatever.
Yeah, because what was it? The Miss Getter Done got burned up and everything like that in a shop
Hmm.
fire, so they
Yeah,
got
which
Megalodon.
that's unfortunate. So
Just
but
Get Her Done 2 looks really nice, though. I really like the way that
oh
that
yeah.
truck looks.
Yeah, it's gonna be so it's gonna be Central is probably gonna be the arena series I'm gonna watch. So just because I said I think there's some really good talent just in that small area.
And then what's it? Arena Championship Series East with Kristen Anderson driving Gravedigger. Armando Castro, I think, is going to be probably one of the biggest hitters. Alongside that, Cody Saucier. They're
Yeah,
both insanely good at arenas, and they both have. I mean, at least Cody has stadium experience.
yeah, and of course we can't let can't
Zach
talk about
Gardner.
that yeah Zach Garner yeah like he's a very
I've
very
seen his
good driver.
skills runs and stuff like that in arenas, and I mean, he's got some of the best skills runs that I've seen in his tours.
Yeah, he's gonna be a heavy hitter. And then
The
and
Hall
then also we
brothers.
got we yeah the Hall brother racing with Mark and Raminator and Kurt Kramer and Rammunition. I hope they do better. I
I'm
really
pretty
hope they
sure that
do.
they'll
They're
they'll.
the team. They're the team that I know the most. I've got a very good relationship with those guys.
Hmm.
So I'm really hoping for the best. And hopefully they've got the tweaks for that new chassis on that's under Rammunition.
I was gonna
They've got
say
the tweaks set out.
Mark Hall did a
So
really good job in Tacoma, from what I remember. He
yeah.
like he did a really good freestyle run. He made it, I think, to semis in racing. And then Kurt Kramer. I mean, Kurt Kramer definitely, like, not the top performer of the tour and everything
No,
like
but
that, but
again,
he doesn't
he's driving
slouch
it.
very much.
Yeah, but because they're still he's driving a brand new chat. He's driving a new chassis,
Exactly,
so
he's
it's
got to
like
get used to it.
yeah, and it's an all in-house
Because
chassis.
Kurt
Like it's
Kramer,
like
he used to drive what truck did he used to drive?
I can't say. I'm trying to remember. I really don't
I
remember
remember
honestly.
he drove wasn't he in Donkey Kong for a little bit or something like that, or am I thinking
I
someone
think so.
else?
Yeah, he was
Oh no,
in
I'm
one
thinking
of
of Frank
the.
Kreml.
Yeah, it was
Uh
Frank Kramer. Kirk Kramer. I think he's been part of the Hall Brother Racing. I think he was just a tech at one point, and then now he's become driver because the last driver for Rammunition was back.
oh,
Oh
he drove
God.
Hotsy. That's what it was. It was
Yeah, he
Hotsy.
was the hot seat driver. So
Let's
they
see.
just put a body on hot seat and then call it a day. But
Yeah. But I
anyhow,
mean, he drove Hotsy and what's it? He
he was a
drives both
technician for the
trucks.
longest time. So, and what's cool is that now is that they both have the same. That of course that team they have one crew chief, which
Oh
is
yeah, and he also drove
still
General Tire as well.
yeah the General Tire, which yeah. So he's still in like a truck. He's kind of in the truck and he knows, but essentially he's not. It's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just hope for the best. I hope that that team does better than how they've been doing.
Uh,
Series West.
Series West. This is one that I'm gonna be able to see. Brandon Vincent, Ashley Sanford, Tony Oaks, Bailey Shea, and Dalton Widener. I mean, Brandon Vincent. He's not the best Gravedigger driver out there, but I mean, he's kind of like sitting like pretty even with how Kristen is. He's like
I think
he still
he's
performs
floating on
very
like
well.
ego. I was like, he's floating on the ego of that. In his rookie season, he got a world finals championship.
Yeah, because that was what's it? Whenever they did over under at the
Over under, and it was pouring rain. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ashley Sanford. Ashley Sanford does pretty all right in Megalodon. Tony Oaks, I remember watching him in the Triple Threat series. He does really good in the Triple Threat series, and I'm excited to see
Tony
what
is
he
a
does.
he's good talent. Yeah.
Bailey Shea,
I don't really know.
Bailey Shea got her first event win at Tacoma the night that I went.
Oh yeah, so
I was
that's
gonna say she's very like again Monster Mutt Dalmatian. I just like the Monster Mutt Dalmatian trucks or Monster Mutt in general. But
and then hopefully if Monster allows, you'll be able to see that hydrogen truck.
yeah, exactly.
Because we got Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. So I hope that they allow this hydrogen truck in there because I mean I don't see why they wouldn't because it's water. The only thing coming out of that tailpipe is water.
Well, unless Monster Jam gets flagged down by the FBI. No, I'm kidding.
No, well, but even then though, it's just running on it's going to be the most efficient truck on the thing. So I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not like they're running Brodozer with a a diesel spitting, coal burning. It's not like that. This is a way cleaner option. Especially in an arena, it's going to be. I hope they do.
We can also go over, because we're kind of circling back to the Superstar Challenge and everything like that. Team Neon and Team Nitro, we can probably wage our bets, kind of see like which team's gonna.
Well, we need to talk about like kind of the one driver. There has to be something hinted at, kind of like of that one driver that is missing.
Oh yeah, that one driver that's missing from all the lists, Tristan England. I want to say he's gonna be a stadium because he's on the docket for Team Neon. So he's definitely competing next season. So that means I would be
where
I believe he's going to be Stadium Series West. I want to say he's Stadium Series West. Either that or Arena Series West.
I want to say he might go East.
No, because East is already full.
Oh, is it full? Yeah, could be. Yeah,
I was going to say West is the only one missing a spot, and Tristan England got a racing world title last season, which makes me think that he is the one slated to be on that West tour.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, the Superstar Challenge happening. I believe it's next weekend. Yeah, next weekend, November 11th. So starting off with Team Nitro. Team Nitro's being captained by Bari Musauer. Drivers Tom Mentz, Caleb Blood, Bryce Kenny, Ryan Anderson, Armando Castro. I was saying Tom Mentz, Caleb Blood, Bryce Kenny, Ryan Anderson, Armando Castro, Corey Rummel, Tyler Menenga, and Jim Kohler.
Is Corey gonna be driving Zombie, or is he gonna be driving Megalodon?
Corey Rummel is driving Zombie, I believe.
Yeah, so that's weird seeing two zombie trucks on that same.
Bari Musauer's not driving. The captains aren't driving. They're just calling the shots for the team.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
But I'm really excited to see personally how Ryan, Armando, and Tyler all do on it, because they're all gonna be really heavy hitters there. As is Corey. I'm pretty sure Corey's gonna carry skills though. But Corey and Armando are gonna take most of the skills, and then Ryan and Tyler are definitely gonna have the freestyle in the bag. Tom Mentz is probably gonna be their hardest hitting racer there.
Same with I'll agree with you
definitely, I think Nitro's not stacked for racing. They're more so stacked for skills freestyle. But for racing over on the other one. I was going to say Camden Murphy and Todd LeDuc. Todd LeDuc is good for freestyle mainly, but he does really good in racing.
Mm-hmm. So we got Tristan, after coming off of a racing championship.
Exactly.
He's gonna be kind of like the forefront of racing.
Well, it's like they got all the they got all the stacked, or the Team Neon has more championship holders than Team Nitro, I believe. Well, no.
Right.
No, Team
No.
Nitro has Tyler and Ryan, which they both got a championship this past season, and then same with Colt and Tristan.
And well, you got to talk about Jim. Jim, he has a freestyle champ. He has a free.
Oh no, I was meaning
Jim's
just
way back
coming
in
off
the
of
day
this.
for freestyle
I,
back in
I
the
was
early
just
days
talking
of
about
MTM.
this
Oh, coming
past
off of
season.
this past World Finals.
Yeah,
Right,
the only
right.
one that's missing off here is what's it? Well, no, that's all 4 of them actually. I was totally like, where's Terminal Velocity? Also, Terminal Velocity was not mentioned on the other screen either, which is John Zimmer Jr.
Yeah.
I want to say,
but we did see that. I saw on Instagram. He is now driving. He's driving the old Bad Habit truck. Essentially, He's using that chassis for the new Terminal Velocity.
sorry to like go off on that tangent and everything like that, but I'm really excited to see on Neon like talents like Todd and Chris Kohler and Adam and Tristan. I mean, they're all very, very solid drivers, and I feel like Team Neon has a bit more of the racing side of the drivers.
Nitro's is definitely skills freestyle, but as for racing, I think Neon's going to take it. I agree with you there, and then I think it's going to be
skills is going to be kind of a bit. I mean, they got Tristan England, and then they also have Adam Anderson. They're both really, really good in the skills competition, and then Armando Castro, Tyler Menenga is going to be like the 2 main people that I could see on Nitro for skills. So that's going to be a battle. And then for freestyle, I want to say we're going to see some of the biggest stuff from Todd LeDuc, Chris Kohler, Ryan Anderson. I want to say Corey Rummel and maybe even Jim Kohler might go all out since it's a bigger floor at Anaheim.
Yeah, obviously his son's on the opposite team.
Yeah, he's got to outdo his son.
Team, so he's got to do. Yeah.
But
so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that there's a way we can watch it.
I was gonna say probably a live stream on their YouTube channel or something like that, or maybe they'll have a video out on it.
It seems like was it racing the you have the stunt that they're doing starts at 5:45, and then the racing starts at 6:10. I don't know how they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna do 40 minutes of racing.
Because the thing is,
best trick.
40 minutes of racing. I mean, as long as they're keeping it like really quick and consistent, I think that'll be fine. But the racing bracket selection, best trick order, so they're doing best trick and not freestyle. And then they're gonna do the Monster Jam stunt racing. Yeah. I don't know how they have such a specific timeline for these times either, because racing is 6:10, best trick at 6:52. That's a little strange. I would say opening ceremonies like at 6, maybe like racing 6:15, and then like best trick starts at like 7. So 45 minutes for racing. I'm pretty sure that's plenty of time.
Yeah, we'll see. And then freestyle is gonna go 1 till freestyle's.
Freestyle is gonna take a while. Then, I mean that's pretty much they have truck display times and dates too.
That's that, at least for Superstar.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all that is for Superstar. I'm super excited to see what they do for that, and I'm also super excited for the MTM tours going into this weekend, because Purple's going to Anaheim for Anaheim 1 is what we're calling it, because there's Anaheim 1 and then there's Anaheim round 2. What's it? Anaheim, bigger floor. And then Green staying in Oakland, keeping that large floor, and hopefully we see a ton of what's that? I hope that we get to see a ton of crazy moves and stuff like that from both tours this week, especially with both of them being at baseball stadiums, some large floors.
Yeah, and they said we're not too far from each other, so
exactly, because I think we're kind of going. Technically, it's like a north and a south tour almost, like, because Purple's more of the north end of stuff, and then Green's more of the south end of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Detroit. I'm waiting for Detroit. I've got something. I've got something special. I've got something special for Detroit. So
that'll be awesome. Anyway, I believe that is the end of all what we're going to talk about. But we do have a tradition on this podcast where we ask a couple of questions. at the end. So our main thing is, first off, what is your favorite currently running independent monster truck? Like independent team.
Oh, I'm still
Like independent
I'm
team truck.
as a whole, like, and then
It's of any truck that's ran ever, I believe.
it's a good question. I really think I really like I'm really heavily into independence. As I mean,
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, I've always been a fan of Team Scream, obviously. 'Cause, I mean, and now I'm closer than ever to them being based, not too far from where I currently reside. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I've worked alongside with Vaders Motorsports, and I've talked a lot with Hall Brothers. So it's like it's between those three, just those three teams in general. Like I don't really have a favorite
But like
as those three as a combined.
truck
I would
design in
say
general, like just a specific
designs
truck if you had to pick.
of a specific Shaker.
Shaker.
Yes,
I think that was my choice too. I'm gonna say I really like that Shaker truck. It looks really good.
yeah.
And then the other one was favorite Feld truck. I mean, that's currently running or previously running that is Feld sponsored.
Well, so I mean, if we're gonna go with the older trucks that were Feld owned, like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go older. Like I was, and of course it's sadly retired. I'm going with Legend, the Great
Great
Bigger
Big
Legend. I
Legend.
love this. I
I really like the old what's it? The
originals.
old panel van look that it had, like the really retro design looked really
Yeah,
nice.
so the 51 Ford is something. It's one of my favorite like designs in automotive history. So seeing it as a panel van, I'd say I really like that truck, and that's kind of where Adam like set his stone and saying, okay,
Mm-hmm.
he's not just Dennis's son.
He's not just Genesis Son driving Taz. He's putting a something in the Gravedigger name.
Yeah,
I wish that he would have kept that going, and then maybe but they need Gravedigger for money, I bet.
yeah, yeah.
And then I think that the last thing that we always ask is just tell us what's going on in Trevorland, I guess.
In Trevorland. Oh boy. Well, at least for personally, obviously, before this, I was talking to you like late last night, possibly of trying to get a time to record and stuff like this. Obviously, I was struggling on my car trying to raise it for winter because we
Mm-hmm.
get obviously in Michigan, like
Snow.
I've been told that yeah, we get snow, but it's not. I've been told it's kind of like it's either the same as Ohio or it could be worse. So it's
Mm.
like I don't really know, so I just kind of guessed on that and struggled on that for a few hours. Other than that, we're not doing too bad. Um, there's some personal things that I don't really want to like necessarily talk about on like a podcast, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay.
That's good. I'm glad that you're doing okay, dude. Oh, uh, also this just in, we got a look at the new terminal velocity Ford Super Duty.
Oh yeah. Where are you seeing that?
It's in the admin chat. If you scroll up
it's
just a little
in our
bit,
admin
Joey
chat.
posted some photos, but it's looking pretty good. I kind of like the overboard like orange mixed with just like the black body with the bold font. It looks nice.
Once it loads. It's a very plain. I
It's
mean,
very
honestly,
plain, but I think it's because they're very early on in the wrap process.
yeah,
But I
but
mean, it's still like I like the way that the orange chassis looks underneath the black body. It looks cool.
mhm.
But other than that, I mean, probably the end of the podcast. So
Yeah.
I guess that we'll see you all in the next episode next week.
Yeah. I hope I get to get on here. So I really enjoy doing this.
Yeah, it's really really fun having you on here, dude, and I hope to have you come and visit and do some more guest starring.
All right, cool. I'd love to.
Yeah, see you guys later.
Get later.